Alright, welcome back. This is the CSS video for this website. So let's get this going here. So number one, let's start at the top. So we got our navigation down the front. So we don't have to worry about that. We can just jump right into our landing here. We're going to grab, so this is my little cheat sheet here. I'm just going to grab my media queries. So just to explain my CSS, it is so much easier to stay organized when you have all of your media queries together. So like, let's see, right here, where's that? And there it is, right? That's the middle section. So if you're not familiar with any of my videos, I like to have these, again, like I do in the HTML, I have my own little section, like my little tags here and comments that tell me where it is. So I'm in landing, I'm in this section, etc., etc. And I have all my media queries here for each section. So it's easy to go up and down your website CSS and be able to pull out whatever code you need and edit or add. So I have my mobile CSS wrapped in a 0M media query, which is kind of redundant and pointless. However, it allows me to collapse it, just like the other media queries for tablet, small desktop, and big desktop. So like I can just easily go in and out of the different breakpoints. And over here you can see that all of these sections, it makes your CSS look so clean and neat. You can just instantly go anywhere you need in the page. Like if I needed to go to my CTA, let's make an edit on tablet. There's my tablet CTA. Or if I have to go up to landing, there's my small desktop. I can easily traverse my CSS. It's better organized, it's cleaner, and it's modular. So it's like if I wanted to take the CTA and put it anywhere else, I'd literally just copy the HTML where I want it, and I just take this whole CSS block and I add it. And because I scope everything by the ID, it will just work and it won't interfere with the rest of the site. So I can plop these anywhere I want in any website and any project, and they'll just work because of the way it's built. So I like to reuse sections because if we already built something, why are you going to build it again? Work smarter, be more productive. So let's copy these sections. We're going to need a few of them. And now one more for good measure. And you can see how this looks, right, on the preview over here. You can easily jump up and down your site based on the breaks because of the comments. So I definitely recommend trying to do it this way, and you'll just see how much more organized everything is. So let's get this rocking here. So right away we got this gradient thing right here, right? I'm wondering. I'm just gonna make it. Because I already have a pseudo element that is making this. See this before element on the hero. That's what I have making the background. It's at a 0.6 opacity. So I think on small desktop is when I'm going to get to here, and then I'll switch it to be this gradient. Oh man, sorry, I guess I'm still sick, but I must carry on. So we're gonna stay. Well, first let's get this color. Let's change our root colors. I think I'm using this one right now. Then we got a yellow. We'll just keep the yellow. So now everything will change. So this is my prime. Oh, I forgot. See, do I have my root? Wait. Secondary. Okay, so in my landing on mobile, my button solid is pulling the secondary color. Okay, looks like that's in the root. So let's go to our button. There's not button solid. It's taken secondary. It's taken off primary. Excuse me, sorry. And then the color is gonna be white. Actually, let's do our buttons. So gonna be 64 line height. This is 50. We're gonna do 64. Do they have font weight on them? Yeah, they are bold. Let's see, what's their font size? 18. Font size 18. That's good. Padding's fine. Letter spacing? No. Let's get rid of that. Don't need that. And there's no border radius. Do we have a border radius on here? No border radius. This is weird. So do we have a height on this at all? Is there a height? Causing the problem? Yeah, we got a height right here. We're overwriting it. Get rid of this padding top. There we go. And we have a box shadow. No, we don't need that on this one. Okay, and you are going to be Gelazio. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is we need to download our fonts now. So I realize we're using different font. So we're going to go to Google Font Helper. And what is this thing called? Gelazio. Okay. Gelazio right here. So looks like we're going to need medium, which is 500. So I think that's actually, I think it's the only one we need. So when we're doing fonts, you want to download them and locally host them. This is what I'm going to show you how to do. By using Google's Font Helper, oh man, excuse me a second, I gotta get water. There's something dry in my throat that's making me cough, and I'm not going to keep dealing with this right now. So just give me a second. Sorry about that. I had lunch on one of my earlier breaks, and had some like powdery chips. So there's some powder back in there. It was like when I was talking, it was coming back up and itching me. So what this does is it creates a character set or a subset. So when you have a whole font set, it has all of the different characters in it, like those weird tildes above the letters, or non-English letters. Like, it has all of them, and some of these files can be like 162 kilobits big when it's gigantic for a font size, for a font style. What this does is it removes all of that nonsense. We're not going to use majority of those characters, so why are we loading it? And what this does is it will only load the Latin characters that we use in English. So now what I could do here is I choose all the different font styles. I try to choose only the font styles that I use. So I don't think I'm using the rest of these, because every font style you add is more kilobytes that you have to load. So I only choose the ones that I need, which is regular, and it looks like 500. So I'm just going to keep that. I don't need to add anything else. So this is one way to really minimize the size of your font files. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to modern browsers, now that we selected our fonts. And these are our font face properties. So they copy this. And we go over to here. In our root, I'm sure you've seen this. These are my default font styles. So we're going to replace them with this. And underneath the font weight, we're going to do font display swap. That's the one thing you have to add to these. Man, come on. Okay, so we got those two. And then what we do is download it. So we're going to download, and then we're going to extract. So there's our fonts. So you see 33, 27, 32. That's about what they should be. Otherwise, if I did not do that fonts, that subset, they'd be in like the 80s to 160s, which is way too much. So now we go into our fonts folder. So I'm just going to remove these because these are my defaults. So we're going to remove those, and we're going to put these in here. And that's that one. So now we got Roboto. So let's go to Roboto. And I know, let's see, we have regular. We have bold. We had Gelastio bold, so I think I gotta add that. I think we just need bold. Doesn't appear to be any mediums. So I'm just gonna do regular and bold. I don't have any italics. So I'm just gonna, I'm so sorry you guys had to listen to me. But let's see, we got this. We're gonna go roots, and we're gonna enter Roboto, and we're gonna do our display swap, our font display swap. And we're gonna download. Roboto extract. Here's our Roboto font. Now we're just gonna dump this in there. I'm gonna get my bold. I'm just gonna grab a bold. Right here. I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna plop it with my Gisapio or whatever this is. Font display swap. And I'm gonna download. Extract. And open up my fonts folder. I'm just gonna grab the bold one. And these two, there's bold. Oh, this is gonna be really hard. I'm trying to talk while I have a sore, itchy throat, so I will persevere. So we got our fonts. Cool. Now we gotta reset our fonts, so we don't need these. I think I got something on the body. All right, we already got Roboto on the body. Let's take this on all my headings. It's actually going to be Gelasi or whatever it is. Gelasio. Okay, so we're going to take that. All of my H's. There we go. Maybe Gelasio. And their color is going to be 3939. All of my text is CECE. That's going to be that. I'm just going to put that on the body as well. Anything on the body is going to have that color by default. All of my headings are going to have those color by default, and they're also going to be my Gelasi or whatever. Gelasio. I think that's it for fonts. So now when we go here, now we have our fonts the way they're supposed to be. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, I think that's everything. So now let's grow this. It looks fine. Now I don't like. It looks like we gotta have a max width for these guys so that they collapse like this. So the H is going to be a max width of 701 divided by 107, huh? And then P is going to be this guy is going to be 413 divided by 28. Okay, so this is a calculation, so I'm going to change this. So 28 divided by 20, which at the base is 1.4. So this is going to stop at 1.4 m, which is 28 pixels. Or you know what? I'll manually do it. Break. And that's what break does. So we take this. This line height is 1M. Is that 100%? That means 100% is 1M. 120% is 1.2M. That's how that works. And then margin bottom is 19. Let's just say 20. Oh, 20 there. And that's going to be divided by 107. That's the final font size. And then this margin bottom is going to be 64. It's going to be 28 because that's the new font size. And line height is going to be 40 what? 40 pixels. All right. And then that's where we're supposed to be. And then we grow, grow, grow. This is tablet about, yeah, this is about tablet. So let's go to 124. Okay, that should hold me off for a little bit. So, music for everyone. Now, 50%. I think I can start doing it. So we're going to go to 1024, right? It's just 64. Yeah, I want this to be 100% the height of the view width. So I have the height, so min height of hero is 100 view height, which is 100% of the height of the screen. So let's see what we got. We got our hero content, which is the container. So this container is basically going to be whatever this is. So if I have, that's the edge. Jesus, there you go. Okay, that's the edge there. And that's the edge there. If I have a container that starts here and goes here, that is 1580 wide for this to be where it is. So we are going to do dot content width 6%. So we have spacing left and right. Margin auto, so we center it as width is 1580 by 20M. Let's see if that does anything. So here's our hero content, so that's what I want. Zero top and bottom, so okay. I think we have a height on it as well. Let's get rid of the height to 0. Oops. Or auto, sorry, not 0. Auto. See, I wonder why this is. Do I have a min height on it? Like, okay, so here's hero content. Like, what is hero content? Does this have a height on it? Is that why? I don't know why it's got a height on it, but whatever. So now we got the hero text, which is the the container around the text that I can move around. So I need to set this. Or do I got explicitly? I think I got explicitly set it. So we're going to set you at 700 wide. Let's see if that works. 700 m. Content. Oh, it has to be inside. So when I look at this and I look and I grab its style, it's got a width 100%. It's like, well, why is my 700 not being called? Well, it also has the hero content selector on it, so that makes it more specific. They go inside here, and now it has hero content before it. That's how the nesting works. So it's hero, right? Hero content, hero text. So I got hero content, hero text. And that's still not working. Then with 124. Hero content. It's like it's not even registering. So why? Why is it not registering? Let's just redo it. Oh, maybe because I'm not launching it. It's not compiling into the CSS. So let's try this again. Is it not? Hero text. Oh, because I'm dumb. It's hero. I'm dumb. There we go. That's better. And now with that, I think hero content has justified content center, which centers it. And so if we do justified content flex start, it'll be at the start. So justified content is for the x-axis. And flex start means you push it to the left. Flex end means you push it to the right. So we got some autos here that we got to redo. We're going to text align left all of these guys. So hero h1, h1, text align left. There's that. Then we have our p. Text align left. And you see this? This is the margin auto. It's centering itself. So we got to remove that. 0. And we'll do that. And then our button. It's a margin auto. So you see that orange? It's pushing against it equally, so it centers itself. So we just do margin left. So there's that. Now I'm going to have this background linear. So if I grab the inspect, this is the background gradient. I'm going to take that. That's going to create this gradient. And I'm going to go to the hero before. That's the background. And then it's going to be a width 50%. And then opacity is going to be 1. And there's that. So that's 50%, the width, which is where I want it. Setting it's about 50. But then we got this problem here. Because this text is not like, so when we zoom out, like this text here, that's what we're looking, that's what's happening. So I think I need to add another gradient. So what we're going to do, excuse me, we're going to add another pseudo element. I'm going to grab my pseudocode, which is here. A pseudo is, it's like this before. It's a before and an after. You only get two of them. You can add them to each section, any element, except for an image tag. So I'm going to use my after here, and I'm going to give it a background gradient of something lighter. I think I need to use this. Is this a... Yeah, I think this is a less thing. So fade or linear CS. No, that just does opacity. I'm going to use my CSS gradient. I'm going to use this to generate a gradient for myself. So this is the black one. I'm going to do vertical. I like that. It's just settled enough. We're going to grab that copy, and we're just going to paste that there. Okay, and then we're going to do a height. Let's just do 100 pixels. Width 100%. Top, opacity, cool. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put a gradient on top here to create a background for these links to you know, bounce off of. So let's. So you see how it got darker? Let's make it a little taller, 200. And let's see, T index of so you go underneath the before. Maybe it's got to be 2 then. So there's the see, there's the after, and you notice that the slight gradient it's creating at the top is allowing these to be more visible. And it's subtle. You don't even notice it. And then this will be obviously be white when it needs to be. So when we scroll, everything changes. And I think on desktop. Okay, so we got this. That's what it looks like. So when we get bigger. Oh, what is the what is this container? 1580. So that's like our common theme here. Okay, so root bar 1580. And then we need to do on the sidebar as well, I think. Side nav, max width. Yeah, we got a max width on the side nav here. 1024, 1024. Where are you at? There it is. 1580. Okay, so these are going to grow now. Well, it should have grown now, but let's see. So navbar menu. Looks like I got to fix you. Desktop. Max width is changed 1580. There we go. Now they're spread out. We got an issue here with Mr. Dark Mode button here. So once we get to 1200, it looks like things are happening. So this button, dark CSS. And 1200. Okay, so right here, yeah, because I have it set to be right of whatever it is. So we change this to 1580. Like it's going to be right because it's absolutely positioned, and it's not with the link. So I have to manually do them. So once we go out here, 1300, things get a little bigger. 1300, I got to drop them. So we got to do another media query. Okay, not nearly enough. 70, 80, 83. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so that's figured that's caught when we scroll. Okay, so that body got scroll data got fixed. Body dot scroll. 75, 30, 8, 42. 42 looks good. Okay, see that? All right. So now let's zoom back out. We keep going, and you see at 1580. It looks like it's at 1610 that things start shifting. Okay, at 1610. Okay, so I gotta first explain how this is being positioned. So one of the clever ways of positioning something absolutely to stay exactly where you want it, because right now it's it's got its right value. It's like right 20 pixels, right? So it will be on the edge of this container. It'll follow the edge of the container, but always be 20 pixels to the right. But what if I want it to stay in this exact position? How do you do that? Well, you set the left value to 50% so that it positions itself to the center of its container by 50%. And then you push it left or right with a margin left. So a negative margin left value will pull it from the center to the right and stay right here. And a positive would push it to the right from center and stay right there, because no matter how big the screen gets, it will always position itself off into the center. So the center is always going to be the same. So we created a constant position. Now the margin left pushes it left or right from center. Since center is always the same, when you push it to the right, it will stay exactly where that is. And that's what's happening here at 1610. Margin left, we're pushing it 579. So if we do 659, it'll push it to the right more, you see? And when I make the screen bigger, it doesn't move with the edge of the screen. And that's what's pretty neat about this positioning trick. I use it a lot. So just remember, we're positioning it from the left so that it's in the center. So like if we remove this margin left, it's just 0. See, it's in the center, but the left side of it is touching the center, right? So it's not like positioned absolutely centered. It's centered, but it's offset by its width. So the left side of it will be touching the center. Now I'm going to push this. Let's do 800. That's too far. I want it to be just right outside of the contact right there. So that's in. I want to get that same space here and there. So let's try 780. 90. That looks good. So there. Now that's where it should be. Ah, God, I think these are too big. I made a big fuss about them before, but I think they're too big now. Where are you getting your font sizes from? Okay, font size. Coming from Navigate, drop 3. So it's coming from the drop 3. Okay, and then that's it. It says 1.3M, but is 1.14. It's 1024. There you go, 1024. Font size 16. Let's do 14. What font sizes are you guys? 11. So it looks like these are supposed to be 14, right? Yeah, 14, but they're so that's one of the problems with this little system here is we don't a font size is redeclared on an element that's containing it somewhere, so it's pulling that font size from it. So what I want to do to fix this, because it's pulling it from M, which is its parent, I'm going to pull it from rend, which is the root HTML. So that's going to be the HTML. And the base font size for HTML is 16 pixels. So we're going to use 16. And that's on the drop 3. So we're going to change this, and we're going to go to Sidenav A. Where's my Sidenav? There's Sidenav. There's my A. You know, okay, so I got my font size there from the drop. There you go. So when we do that, it's going to pull it from the HTML and not whatever its immediate parent is. And so we're going to remove that conflict. When we do that, they get bigger. See? Now these are this is 14 pixels. This is what it should be, and these should be the same font size. So that's how we fix that. We base all of our if we base our M's on rems instead of M's, then we can it's easier to control and not be as dependent on the parent font size. So we got that. We scroll, it does that. So now I gotta fix that. Wonderful. Okay, one more thing. Oh, this is just work. I'm just gonna close that. Active. Where you at? Okay. So is this it? Okay, yeah, that's it. It's working. 3. There we go. And it stops right there. And now I want that to come up on hover when I hover over these guys. So I gotta fix that. This is active menu. Okay, and now we need to hover. Alright, this is here. Okay. CULI. I just want to find active menu. That's mobile. This is desktop. So we got 1, 2. This is it. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this. This is hover link A and navbar. I'm gonna put that in here. That should put that on all of them, right? Okay. So if we do a width of, oops. No, let's just change opacity. So it's going to be 0. So right now they all have it on them, but it's an opacity thing. So when I hover, so when I hover over the link, my A after opacity of 1. And we're not transitioning bottom, we're transitioning only opacity now. I guess we're going to do bottom now. Why is this happening? This is fucking irritating. All right. That's why I'm just gonna do it. After this, I'm serious. I'm building a new navigation because I'm tired of farting around with whatever nonsense I made years ago. Okay, so let's hover over this. What the hell? When I hover, okay, so what's the dealio here? This is stupid. What am I? What's? So when I hover over the link, I get that. Is there a different one when I hover? Okay, when I hover over the A is when it goes. So then I don't want it to be on the this. Bottom 0. Okay, let's try that. God bless it. Okay, hover. A, active menu, active menu. Is there another hover that I'm not seeing? Here it is. Here you are, you son of a bitch. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of you. And then we're gonna get rid of you. There it is. Okay. Now we got that. But now we gotta fix this nonsense. That's gonna be drop. So when we hover over this LI, we want the after to be displayed none. I don't want to see it. And looks like it still has it. So let's find out where it's at. So if we inspect it, let's find out where it's getting this underline. So the A has a pseudo, so we need the A after. So we also have to remove the A after. Why? Why do you continue to taunt me? Okay, so let's just remove this. So now we have that. We hover over it, it's removed. Let's see. I don't think we don't have a drop 2. Let's get rid of that CSS. That's unused CSS. Now, what the hell? Sidenav UL hover link A after. So it's coming from Sidenav to UL. Let's drop that. Let's drop that. Here's a bit of troubleshooting for you. Are my mistakes. Now I gotta find out how to remove this. So I have to find the Sidenav. This is Sidenav UL hover link hover. You know, Sidenav UL. Okay, how about we just search by hover link? Huh? I love that. Okay, here's hover link. So if I add, then do it. If I just do on top. I said on top, so that should be making it only specific to the. Oh, that's max width. Damn it! What's freaking happening? Okay, here we go. This is min width. So if I change this to on top, that should theoretically fix it because I'm only targeting that very specific LI or that's. God bless it. Oh God, this is so irritating. I hate drop-down menus. I really freaking do. Okay. No hover link. Unless if I go to this one, this UL, give it an ID of sub nav. Right? So they had side nav. So here's our UL. Now if I do sub nav, I should overwrite it. Sub nav. Let's go here. So if I do subnav, which is taking up this UL, dot hover link, right? And that's going to be a hover. That's going to be A. Let's keep your opacity 0. How about that, huh? Son of a. Ah. Mother. We got an ID of subnav. It's still got its opacity of 1. It's like it's not even registering. It's inside the side nav. ID subnav. Subnav. Hover link. Do I gotta add an important on it? I am at a freaking loss right now. This is so goddamn stupid. Even I get frustrated by things. All right, we're not all completely infallible. In fact, we're all very capable of being idiots. Bless it. Why? Like, why? I'm doing everything right. I'm doing everything I was supposed to be doing, but you still evade me. So what if I take this outside this? Okay. What if I just do that? Oh, that's because I don't have a hover link. Let's try li. I hover over the li. I want the a and the after. No. Well, let's see if I bring this back in. Maybe that was my problem. Open up. There's a hover link when it should be just an li, right? Or what if I need a class of hover link on here? Yeah, that's the problem. This is the stupidest damn thing I ever did. Kill me now. Just fucking kill me right now. This is stupid. Okay, so Sidenav, UL. Okay, let's try this. UL, right? We got hover link. Inside of this hover link, I want my UL, and I want my A. Maybe that's it. Link. I am done. I'm done with this. This is this. God, mother. Okay, how do I override this goddamn nonsense? Maybe. Okay, so if the problem is I'm targeting the A's. What if I just give the A's that I want to target? Because we already got nav hover, so let's try. Nav hover, let's try that. Let's see if that works. So if only target nav header. Instead of this. Well, that works now. Fucks everybody else up. Unless it doesn't. There you go. Okay, so that was the workaround. I had to be more specific about the A's that I'm targeting. So instead of targeting all the A's inside of hoverlink, which also includes these damn A's, I just specifically chose, okay, only the A's with a nav header. Anything with a nav header gets these, and only those A's have a nav header class. So screw you, universe. That's all right. I think I've embarrassed myself enough. But there we go. A fantastic lesson in troubleshooting through the perils of my life. So we got this. This looks good. This looks done. This is, they're all lined up 1580. So our landing page is done. Now we're going to go down to here. We're going to inspect. 320. And it looks like we're missing our minis. So let's go to our images. About one. Let's resize you. So if you're 784, let's just make you 400 wide. Let's make you all 400 wide. 200 pixels might not seem like much, but it's impactful. Okay, so now we got those. So what we're going to do is we're going to style them as if it was on desktop, but we're doing it mobile first. So, oops, here's how we have that kind of fun. I'm going to grab my local deck because I just closed it out and put it back down here. So we're going to go into a new section and we're going to call it About. And inside mobile, what we're going to do, that's our landing, that's our About. So we're going to do About. And I'm going to do left section. So I'm going to set the height and width. Width of 855. Height of 671. All right, and we're going to do position relative because we're going to absolutely position elements inside of it. And then we're going to do, I'm just going to give these guys classes. 1. That'd just be easier to target. 2. Okay, so all my picture elements, I want you all to be position relative. I want you all to be display block. I want you all to be position absolute. And I want all of your images. This is the CSS you use to do the object fit I'm telling you about. Right here. All of your images are going to be absolutely positioned inside of you in the top corner, 100% height and width, and object fit cover, so it takes up all the space. And now I want .1. So I got to set their widths and heights. Divided by 20m, height 20m. So I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we're going to just go down through them. So that's spam. We're going to ignore that. So it is 625 by 413. 2 is 512 by, let's see, 308. And 3 is going to be 467. And that is 326. I'm rounding up. Okay, and now 1 is going to be top 0 left of 151. You are going to be 176 from the top, so top of 176, and then left of 0, and 3 is going to be right of 0 and bottom of 0. And now those will be positioned as they need to be. So I think there's a border of 20 pixels. We're just going to copy this. So on 2 and 3, you have a border of 20 pixels in white. And when we go to here, I'm actually, let's scale it down just so you can see it happen in real time here. So we're going to use this scaling CSS here. So on the left section, I'm going to scale you down. And this, the tilde quotes, that's for less so that it handles the calculation properly. Otherwise, it would just be like this normally without less. But 1.4 view width. So I am setting it to be, its width will, its font size, I should say, will be dependent on whatever value the view width is. And it will grow until 1em. So it'll grow until whatever the values of these are at 1em, which is 625, etc., etc. And margin auto, so it will center. And let's just see what let's see what happens when we save. Beautiful. Left section. All right, left section. Let's see what happened to you. So here you are. Got picture element. We got our images. Oh, I didn't save the classes. There they are. Okay, see that? They're in pixels. These borders are in pixels instead of being divided by the root. So that they're not scaling down because they're not in ends. So we do that. There we go. Now they scale down. And you notice how you can see behind them. So what we need to do is for the picture element is a background color. I'm going to just change that to white. When we do that, it removes that gap. It sets a background color to the element itself, and it fills in that gap. But you can see now they're positioned exactly as they're supposed to be within their container, right? So they can grow some more. So I'm going to make it grow. So I'm going to 1.9. Let's do 2.1. There we go. And now you see, in just this amount of code, I've already built it, and that's it. I don't have to do anything else. This would be pretty neat. So when I scale out, when I grow the screen size, since it's font size, the parent font size, that it's all of these M's are grabbing their values from the parent font size. So it would be the body, but I declared on its container, its parent, a new font size, and its font size is changing every pixel wide that the view width gets. So that means these are going to be growing because the value of 1em is growing. And so when we do this, look at that. This is true responsive behavior. And you see it stops at the value of 1em. And at here at 13, I think 1300 or 1500 pixels, the value of 1em is going to be 20 pixels. So you'll see that this is 855 by 671. 855 by 671. So it grows until it reaches its final form, just like that. See? Now that is why I do what I do. Hopefully the getting started video made sense about why I'm dividing everything by what they are, and how to use responsive units and font sizes to scale. So that's the beauty of that. So let's go back down here to 320. Let's add a margin bottom. Let's not add it to the left section because then that margin bottom is also going to be scaled. So we're done with you. Now we're going to do a right section. So let's give you the margin top of like 50 divided by 20. Let's, yeah, give you some space there. So what I want to do, because I want all my H's to be the same, and I don't want to have to do anything. So we're just going to add a little content section here. So I want my dot content h2. So your font size, you're going to be 55. Line height is going to be 65. It's 0.65 m. Font weight is going to be 500. And margin bottom is 40. Let's just say 40. Notice, like, see, I redeclared the font size, so I have to divide by the font size. And that makes them freaking gigantic. 65 pixels. So 65 divided by 55. You see, that's gigantic. We don't want that. I was just reading an email from one of my other developers that I work with. What did he say? Because I was asking about stuff like this. Let's see. PT instead for a header. So he uses PT units. I know it's a print unit, but it represents 172 of an inch, and mobile displays something. Mobile displays sometimes have different values for pixels per point. I find that they scale better than pixels or M. But that's just me being weird. Okay, so let's try point. So let's try 55 point. Okay, that didn't do a damn thing. I'm gonna have to clarify with him on how that works. So in the meantime, I think I will do a variable. I'll use this to this. So it's just gonna grow with the font, with the view width. So what is, if it's 55 divided by 20, it's going to be 2.75 m. So you're going to stop at 2.75. Okay, and we can get bigger than that. Nope. I think that's fine. I think that's a good size. So now our heading will grow with the view width and stop at 55 pixels or 2.75 m. So as you see here, the heading is growing, and it's going to stop when it's supposed to. So that's 49. So when we pop it, that should be fine. So I want you so now all of my headings that have content H2 will automatically be this, and I don't have to do it again. So I'm gonna go to about. I don't have to do it again. So we're just gonna do target our P's, and I'm gonna do the same thing up here. All of my content Well, actually, I can't. All of my P's don't have content on them, so whatever. The P's, y'all, maybe font size of 18, line height of 28 divided by 18. Oops. Cool. Let's just add a margin bottom instead of doing breaks. Let's just do margin bottom like divided by 18. That should be good enough. Let's bring you back down to 320. And there's that. Now let's blot this off. So our A, our button solid, here we display block, because we want this to take up its own space. See how these are next to it because they're all inline block? Well, we want these three to be next to each other, but not this one. So this one's going to be display block. It's going to push everybody away. And we're going to set a hard width on it because display block obviously is taking up the full width, right? So now we have to set its width. So let's just try 250. We could do a little less. All right. And then let's do a margin left of 0 and margin top of 20. Well, let's see here. Let's say 50 pixels from the bottom. So let's do, in this one, we'll do the last of type. And your margin bottom will be 50. So that's going to push you guys down how you need to be. And there's that. So now this, we need to separate them. So margin bottom. So if we got 50 on top, let's do 50 on bottom. I'll push those guys there. And I want them to be, well, let's see, how do I want to do this? So this is left aligned, but these are left aligned. It looks weird. So let's make this centered, and let's make these centered as well. So to do that, because they are inline blocks, what we can do on the right section here, if we do text align center, all the inline blocks of its container will be centered. Oh, we got logo box. Oh, that's right, we have a box. Okay, so we don't need to put it on the section. We just have to do it on the logo box. Center, and that will center these guys. And the image, let's do margin top of bottom 0, left and right like spread out a little bit, and display inline block just for good measure. There we go. So now they're spread out. This is I didn't like a left align and a center. I didn't like that, so I just centered them both. It looks better this way anyway. So now we zoom out and we just grow this until it starts breaking. So this is fine. 600 is fine. I do think we can get some more space on top. So yeah, like 600. Yeah, I'm gonna add another one at 600. And that's going to be the about. It's going to be padding top. Get a little space there. What's it supposed to be up here? Like 187. It might be a little much. I like 150, so let's stick with that. And then I think I think we can get these guys side by side right now. So let's do dot logo box dot button solid. The display inline block. Oh, that's right. Dot right. All these things are inside there, I believe. Dot right section dot button solid. Yeah. Okay, so logo box would be display block or flex, and we're going to justify content space between. So they can. There's ample space between them, but this one has margin autos, so we have to remove that. So we got to remove the margin because margins will mess up a flex box. Space around. So what space around does is it makes sure there's equal space around them, so like to the left and right. And then space between, it has the maximum space between them. So it basically pushes this element, the first element gets pushed to the left, and the last element gets pushed to the right. And these images still have margins on them, so I gotta remove that. Margin 0. There, now they get pushed to the edge, right? Why do you still have a margin? Logo box image about right section. Why do you still have a margin? I'm telling you to stop having margins, but you're still having them. I specifically asked you not to. I'm a dumbass. I'm going to take this. I actually need to go right here. Dumbass. Now that works. Okay. So now they're spread out evenly. So what I like to do is I like to find out how big their container is. So once we know how wide the container is, and that, let me see those lines. Okay, 521. So we have a max width of 521 pixels. Let's do width of 100% of its container, and it will stop growing at 521. And at 521, everything will be spaced between them evenly, and it will look just like that. So that's the easiest way to start to space things. It looks like it's getting scaled down. So let's put this into pixels for now. Or let's not. There we go. That seemed to. Well, yeah, that is actually accurate. Okay, and then we're going to align items center, but they're all in the center of their box. So justify content is left and right, like on the x-axis, and align items is up and down. Align is up and down. So we're aligning them, vertically centered, and we're spacing them between each other on the x-axis. So now we got that. I know you are going to be max width of 646. And right section, and this is going to be dot h. .646 divided by 35. Right, so there's that. And then I think this, so 861 is going to be the right section's max width. So max width of 861 depending on m, margin auto, it's centered left and right once it does reach that point. So it is centered here. Also, we have to get that margin, reset that margin value. Let's do 75 now. Give it a little more space. Because if it's 150 up here, I'm going to choose 75 down here. I'm just going to split it. Okay, and now we got that. That is our, this is basically our tablet view now. When we set our max widths, that's a great way to be responsive, where we just set it once in a lower media query, and we tell it, okay, you're going to be 100% of your container or whatever, but you're going to stop growing at a certain point. And that's what's happening here. Like they're going to stop growing. This content is going to stop growing once it reaches a specific pixel width, and then it centers. So I don't have to do anything extra. Now once we ignore this, this is just 100 view width. You know, normally it would be like this for a computer screen, right? But because I'm doing my thing on a longer screen, it thinks that what it's doing is doing the 100 view width. So now I got to decide at what point do I want to make these side by side. And I think 1300 is, because this is like normal smaller desktops. Let's try it out. So we don't need a tablet. We don't need a small desktop. We can remove these. Now at 1300, we get our container, right? And we're going to display flex these guys, justify content, send space between so they go on opposite sides. And then line items, we're going to line them to the top so that I could just push them from the top however they need to be. We'll do that, and it's going to look like a big freaking mess, right? What a mess. So now we're going to shrink it down. Now, why are you doing this? You see this? This is what I was telling you earlier. You see this like box over here? That's how big it wants it's supposed to be, but it's not. The flex, this blue container, this is what the container is forcing it to be. I think I have to set a container width. So if we're going to do that, right there. So let's say 1770. Margin on the center. There we go. So it was trying to cram in too small of a space, and it was forcing this to be too small, as you saw by the, ghost box. So now everything fits as it should. But as you can see, this text is too small. I don't like it. It's like 11, 12 pixels. Let me zoom in a little bit. $1,300. That's 1,300. Let's try 1.2. Okay, that's too much. 1.1. I think even that's too much. It's got to be 1. And then 0. Let's remove your margin. Let's remove your margin as well. Okay, so now we get our margins removed. They're spaced between each other. Let's try 0.05. Let's cut a little bit. 0.1. Okay, so I think that's as close as I can get it. Yeah, maybe that doesn't look so bad. And they are aligned at the top. Okay. So we can get rid of this box. They should have about 50 pixels between them. So when we grow this screen, the whole section's going to grow, right? You see that? See that responsive behavior? I'm checking this out. I'm seeing what's happening here. So it looks like these. Okay, that's fine. They're growing. Okay. You know, I think I can get away with that. If we start at 1300, this, put it next to each other, and it grows. There we go. That looks like about 15. I see everything just kind of fell into place. You see that? It grows and grows and grows, and then it just kind of, there we go. Responsive design. So we align them to the top of their container. See up here, because you know that's what they are up here. They're aligned at the top. So that's it for that section. We're done with that. I gotta take a break here real quick because I gotta respond to my team. I got a couple messages, so I'll be right back. All right, I think we left off on the events. I think we're on events next because we are here. Yep, we're on events. Okay, so let's get this started. So this is events. Okay, so we're going to have our H2 inside the container. All right. Start this in mobile. Okay, so that works. So I think we're just going to let's just focus on the event guy. So let's do yeah, it's the wife texting me. Events container. Oh, she's just texting me her view of the concert and how she had to pay an extra $300 for these seats. I love you, kissy face. Well, she did send a kissy face, so I guess I'll approve. At least she's having a good time. I don't care. She earned it. She works really hard as a mom. So I'm just gonna take a second here to respond. You deserve it for how hard you work around the house. Enjoy the show. There you go. Well, I guess that's a good thing. I sold a bunch of websites this month. Gotta pay for expensive concert seats. Okay, so we got our event. And this is what I'm going to be styling here. So our event is going to be a width. We're going to set the width of 96% and a max width of let's see, 365. Let's try this out. 357. Let's just grab this box shadow so we can just actually no. We'll just do this. We'll save it. So that's what they look like. In auto. Oh, that's right. They're buttons, so we have to display block them. Okay, so they're centered. So I think our H2 dot content H2. We're gonna pick a line centered. So if they're centered with everybody else, I think that's fine. Okay, so now we got that solved. The background, white. Border, none. And we're looking at padding. 50 on top. All right, let's just do 50 all around. All right, and then inside our event, we got our dot date view. Font size 14. Line height 32. Color is going to be our primary. Display and letter spacing 1 pixel. So that's that. Text transform initial. There we go. Oh no, it's cap. It's cap. Seems a little big. Ah. Oh, uppercase. All right, there we go. Okay, and then our H3 is going to be the G. There we go. I should use that template. And your color is 3939. Let's go to our H's because all the H's are going to be the same, right? 3939. Okay, we're good. And our font size 28 by 20. Line height is 32 divided by 28. And margin bottom will be 34. And our P's are going to be our P's. So let's see what that looks like. Where are you all getting your text transform at? Like, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell you to be uppercase. It's kind of weird. Right. Okay, 18 divided by 20m. And I think because we're on mobile, so we don't really exactly have a hover state, I'm going to copy this drop shadow from inspect, border radius, box shadow, gobble you up, and put you over here. And it's going to be 3 divided by 20m. And we got that. And we're margin bottom 50. And there we go. And then this button. So let's collapse our events. Put you in the center. Or not. Let's just make a text align on that way it'll align that because it's an inline block. So I don't want to set a width. I'll just text align center. And then I feel like this should be 100 pixels. So let's do that and last of type, margin bottom 100. Just give it some more space. There we go, separate it a little bit. All right, so that's the events. Right, now we make it bigger. I think at 500, we can start making it small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste you. So 500 pixels. And dot container. We're going to flex y'all. Content, space between, or center, align items, center. So I'm going to center everything. I'm going to add margins to separate them. And then we got to minimize it. So we also got to do flex wrap, so that they wrap to the next line. Because if we don't do that, watch, they're going to try and be in the same line. And we don't want that. Oh, wait. We want to do it on the events container. See, they're all going to try and be in the same line, but when we add a flex wrap, they wrap to the next line of where they fit. So now we're going to add that. And then on the events container, dot event, margin 20M, and don't forget last of type. Oops. So when we do that, if I shrink you, it should be shrinking everybody. Events container. Oh, I think now I have to set the width. It's just 96%, so 365. Let's try that. Oh, I think I gotta set a width on this too. I'm assuming 1580, like everything else. Yeah, 1580. That means we also gotta, actually no, we just gotta put that on a container. And we can make this 100% of the container. But why aren't y'all scaling? This is what's bothering me. They should be scaling with in the events. Maybe this isn't working for some reason. I don't know why. I set to 0, it doesn't, okay. This is peculiar. So I gotta figure out why it's not scaling. And with 500. Okay, we're at 502. Okay. ID events. Why? Okay, what happens if I put it on the container? Does everything scale too? Okay, except for these. For some reason, these events are not scaling. It's not a problem on the container, it's a problem on these. I wonder if it's because they're buttons. Like, what is preventing this from scaling? Do I have to add something here? I do. Why? It's because the buttons haven't explicitly. I think it had an explicit font size on it. Okay. Gotcha. All right. So now we're gonna do 1.5. I want it to be in a square of 4. There we go. Yeah, we can do a little better. Maybe a little bigger. 3. That should be fine. There's upcoming events. If we're going to do that, then our because this is 20 pixels, so that's 100. Okay. Now we gotta make sure we have enough room separating these two. 75. Yeah, that's fine. So there's upcoming events. Getting bigger. Okay, I think at some point, like, I think 500, we gotta separate it, maybe. Technically 200 pixels. So I think once we go tablet, that's when we'll go 200 pixels, and then we'll shoot this to the left. Shoot you to the left. And this is 135. Padding bottom. I'm just gonna set padding bottom up here. And nice little 200 for you. Let's make these left align. Event container, events. Okay, nobody wants to move. There we go. Okay, so I got that. And we're going to remove the margin. And on the left, type. So they're all going to be centered right here, right? And then we're going to do a justified content space between. And we're going to scale it down even more. So 768. So we're going to take these guys. We're going to scale you down to the point where you'll jump into like 4 in a row. There. And we're going to leave them with shadows because you can't really click on them. All right, that's growing. You should have a margin bottom of 66. Let's set that up here. Okay. So they're getting ever bigger until they reach their final form here. I think at 1300 is where I'm going to add their hover states. Or, no, I'm going to do 12. I'll add their hover state at 12 because some computers are that small. Events, events container. Okay, no box shadow. And then on hover, I want your background to be. I just had a meeting with the client like 10 minutes ago. They would like to have this turn right on hover. So then we're going to make our H3 our dot date. H3 is going to be color white, and then dot date, and my key is going to be color white, but has to be 29. And then we're going to add a box shadow. On the event, transition, background color, 3 seconds. Now you can't change. I didn't learn this until recently. You cannot transition a background color. It has to be background color. So like you can, so like this where I have background, that's not a property that you can use in transition. So I have to do background color for that to work. And then box shadow, 0.3 seconds. So there's that, and then our H3 dot date and our P. You guys are going to have a transition of color, 3 seconds, and then also I want this one to shoot up a little bit. So transform, translate y, -10. All right, add that to here. And now, when we hover, let's make that a little more drastic. So when we hover over them, see that effect? That's pretty neat, right? And you always make the P's or supplemental content. So like the H2 is white, or H3 is white, right? And you make the other content like have like a slight opacity of like 0.9. You see how it looks just a little pink? It helps blend in and not take away from the visual hierarchy of the heading. So never make your headings and your text underneath them the same color. By doing this, you see they're like the text even is like a light gray compared to a dark black. It helps separate them visually. So that's neat, right? So that's done. And then we got to get our violin. So I think on $1,800 is when I'm going to have the violin. And I'm going to do it with a pseudo. Right? Or unless I have it in here. Do I have it in here? Yeah, I had it in here. I don't want it in here. If I'm not going to have it on mobile, why should I load it in the DOM? I'm going to load it on desktop, and desktop can handle loading an extra pseudo. So we're going to move that. That's going to go to the events page. So let's get my background as a pseudo. My violin SVG. So width of, I think it's 1008. Where are ya? Oh yeah, position relative. There you are. That doesn't look. Let's take you out. There's that. That's how you are normally. Okay. Let's export you. Save as violin. And now let's look at you. Alright, so now we got our full violin. And that was transform -45. Is that what it is? Oh, whoops. Rotate. That appears to be the wrong way, so let's try positive. There we go. And now let's send you to the right by like 500. Its top is going to come up by -150. I just know that this little piece has to be in the center of this. So there's that. It's subtle. It's right there. Let's take away that name. Do I even need it? Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Go underneath. Okay. Oh, that's why these have a background of white. So they're blocking it. So background color. So I can transition it from transparent. So that will show up. There we go. Now it's not covering it. That looks fine. So this is our website right now. That works. That works. So not too bad. Okay, now we're on to gallery. So that's pretty easy. Let's get this resolved for missing images. And I'm just going to make let's just do 300. It's enough. It's a little bit. It's just make them just a little smaller every little bit. Even if it's 80 pixels. That's 600. These are already terrible quality anyway. Or 600. This is all for something, so yeah, now it seems like I'm wasting my time, but this is an important part of working. Making mobile versions of your images. Okay, so now we got our gallery here. Okay. We're missing formal dinner. Great. 3C. I'm stupid. Oh, I'm even dumber. Okay, these should be C because they're all the same version. Okay, dumb. There you go. All right. I think I'm done being done. I think I'm done being dumb. There. Apparently I wasn't. I was still dumb. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do that. All right. I am going to first we're going to create these, and we're going to stack them on top of each other like that. So all we want to do let's take our left section, and it will be 780 wide. Okay, and my picture elements will be display block, position relative. Okay, and what else do I need? Display flex, justify content, space between, line items. I'm going to do a line content, space between. So I'm going to do here, when you do a line content, it's the same thing as justify content. I just need to know the width or the height, and the height is 875. Because the same way justify content will send them to the left and right of the edges, aligned content will send them to the top and bottom of the edges. And I'm going to do nth of type. So the left section, the first picture tag in the left section will have a width of whatever, 5 by 20, and a height of whatever, 5 by 20. And we're going to do this again and again for 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do this again for right section. Now, these guys are going to be 380, 271. Oops. I turn on my number pad. This is going to be 380. And big boy is going to be 780, 580, 582. So 780, 582. All right, and then that means these guys are going to be 780 divided by 5, 82. That's yep, 585. I'm not dealing with that. 380 by 271, and then 380 by 271. Okay. That's going to set those guys up. And so set these up. This is the width. That's the height. They all are what they are. Now, the image container, display flex. I'm changing the flex direction to column so they stack. Just by content centered and align items on the center. Okay. And then I'm going to have to, obviously, I'm going to have to scale this sucker down. So we're going to get my scaling thing. And let's just see what the hell I did. Oh, that's right. I forgot to do the image thing. So all my picture elements, I'm going to have an image that fits. This does not appear to be going well. Wrap. Okay, that's what we want. And then something's happening in here. Something's happening. Because you see, this is scaling just fine. But this is not. And why? I need to know. It's because I forgot the image in this one too. That's right. Okay, so now they are on top of each other. Cool. Now let's just add a margin bottom to this to make it look about equal. Margin bottom is going to be, I don't know, 20. There you go. And let's bring the scale up a little bit. It's a little bigger. I want it to line up with the edge of this content. So let's try 5. Okay, 4, 5. See right there, I want it to line up with the text. Okay, and so gallery top. $100. Let's do 50 for mobile. Okay, so we got that, and now what's going to happen? It's the same deal. So we've built it mobile first, but with desktop sizing, and we scaled it down. So now it's tied to the view width, so it will grow proportionally with the width of the screen. And it looks like that is stopping there, so that's our 1M value apparently. So 768, just tablet. I think I did dot container. I think it's 1580. I'm just thinking about what I want to do here. So this is 100%. I think these are pretty big. So I think I'm going to send it side by side now. So on tablet, okay, we got image container. So dot flex direction row by content space online items flex start to be at the top. So they're going to line at the top. And my left section has a margin bottom on it that we're going to have to get rid of. So we got that. And let's just check it. 1580. So image container. I think I have to set it to a width of 1580. bar. See, it's growing outside, so now we got to bring you back inside. Let's just set this to 1.2. And that looks like it's right on the edge there. And look how easy that is to scale. And I think I'm gonna start putting these guys together on the other side. So top display flex, display content, space between line items at the top flex start. I'm gonna shove these guys here, and then my IP. You're gonna have a max width of 874. 18, I think. Width of 50%. There we go. Put those guys on the edges over there. And then between the button, let's say 200. We get 75. Let's say 150 padding top. Okay, and now we're going to grow. And look at our gallery grow. Let's make this 60. So if I make this bigger, 1580 is where it should stop. 1580, and you'll see we just made a grid with Flexbox, and it wasn't that bad. So you know, if I can, I try to use Flex wherever possible because the syntax is a lot cleaner and easier to manage and wrap your head around of what's where and who's what size. So I'm sorry, I'm a Flex jockey, but there it is. And what's nice is that 2000 pixels, I set the body font size to 1 view width so that everybody grows with the body. Except apparently my navigation. Why? Because they're tied. They're tied to the root element, damn it. They're tied to, are they? Yeah, they're tied to the root element. So the body's changing, but not the root element. So then, I gotta set the root element. See here, I got it, body. Well, that didn't have the effect I was hoping for. Okay, so I think I just have to change it. So find my rem. So if I do that, I just need to set my li. Let's just reset Okay. And let's do inherit. So that should inherit its font size. Okay, but now I'm running into this problem. Okay. You know, it never freaking ends. Bless it. All right. So I think, well, we gotta fix this at some point, right? Might as well spend the rest of our night dealing with this stupid ass navigation. Let's see if I reduce the padding top. 0.5. To 0. Okay, okay, if I do 0, so then I drop li, drop 1. So if I search for drop 1, I should be able to find a padding on max width, or min width 20. Okay, so where's my padding top? Drop 1, padding top, remove, and then this before, so drop 1 before. Why are you still? Body dot scroll. Mother. Where's this mother at? Okay. There we go. That's about right. Cool. Now let's zoom out and okay. All right, everything is as it should be. Everything is except for these. Damn it. Did I not set the height and width of these guys? I did not. I'm a dummy. All right. One. So see what happens when, I mean, you gotta be careful. So some of these elements, like these images, you have to set explicit height and widths in ems so that they grow with the screen size. So first one, 54 by 55. Second one, 67. And you, 94, 27. There we go. Now we got those. Why doesn't that work? Well, are they getting bigger? This one's 64 by 65. I'm gonna make it bigger. Okay, so they're growing. It's just they don't have their this. That's because this max width is set in pixels. Mother. All right. Forgot to reset that. So the right section. There we go. See, pixels messes everything up. So now we grow bigger. All right, everyone's growing proportionally. Wonderful. Okay, that's good. This is good. Now let's do our member thing. All right. So we got through these. Got through that. That's our gallery. Now let's become a member. So we got a lot of content in here. Events. Okay, we don't need these two for gallery. Gallery got down into queries. Cool. All right. Now our content H2. Got our P. We don't have a container around it, so right away I have to look how they're touching the edges. So member 6% margin auto. There, now we got that. See, it's 96% the width of the screen, and it's like just the right amount. I like 96%. So we got that, and its background is this. So we got that. And we got to edit our button transparent. Primary color. $18. Tag's a little different. We got no border radius. Line height is 64. And I think we're going to find white and bold. There we go. Okay, so this is kind of like already set up just because it's just text and stuff. So all we really need to do is left section. Well, li get a little space there. We got these guys. 1 pixel tall, 12 pixel wide. All right. Let's do this. Align. Let's style. None. Position. Relative. I'm gonna go turn on the lights in my room now. I've been working all morning on this. Now it's getting dark, so we gotta get our overlay. Cool. Got you there. Font size. Background. What do you guys see? Wherever you are. So we're going to do height of 1 divided by 18m. Width is 12 divided by 18m. And we're going to do top of and left, I don't know, -10. There you are. Alright, 30 looks fine. Oops, -30. And let's just keep going down top. I'm doing top because if I tried to center it, it'll be right here in the middle of the freaking link. I want it to be, you know, in the center of the first line. So I just got to adjust the top value until it looks about right. 13. Yeah, that's pretty good. There you go. That's it. And then our UL, you're going to be 58. So let's say 60. All right. So we got that space. And now let's get our the UL. That button solid. Let's just say display block. 250. And bottom. Oh, that's right, this image. Aha, I forgot. We got an image. So I want the image to be on top up here. So what we're going to do is we have member. So we have our left section and our right section, right? So we look at member. We turn it to a flex. And flex direction is going to be column. Line items is now left and right. So center, justified content, center. All right, so everything's a flex now. Left section is going to be order 2. And we're going to remove our padding, top of 0. So the order property tells you what order you want it to be. So instead of its implicit order is 1 and then this is 2. So it's like when we tell it to be 2, it's dropping it underneath the picture. And that's how we swap. So we got a left section dot right section. Let's do 50. And we also do position relative, display block, with 100%, height, 250, about 20 up. Then we have to do our image thing. As you can see, the width is hindering us. So, I mean, do I want it to be full width, or do I want it to just stay the way it is? Well, we gotta separate it. We got a margin top to push it away. So there it is. Is that not working? That's because I have margin auto right there overriding it. So we can separate it from up there. Now, if we remove this, that goes full width. And I like that better because it separates itself from this. So let's make that full width, and then the left section will be width 96%. There we go. That's how we do that. So this is going to be our section right now. Looks pretty chill. We're going to grow it. I think so 675. It's going to be the maximum width of the content. So let's say at 500. What I'm going to do is add some padding. Well, I'm going to use a tablet, so 500. And this is part of being 100% responsive. Like you check these weird breakpoints and you try to fix everything. So that left section, padding top and bottom 0. Let's do 25. Right. Squeeze that in a little bit. Let's do 25. Squeeze that in a little bit. I don't think I can fit y'all yet, so I'm gonna jump. I think I need to add more padding top. 97. That looks like it's a little extra space. A little extra space, but I think these guys can go side by side. So at 600, margin, display inline block. And then you want to see a neat trick. So you notice how there's this, see this gap here, despite them being next to each other and they have no margins? That's just a glitch in your HTML. So if you ever deal with this and you need to fix it, so here's our buttons. You just take the next button and you put it literally right next to the end of the next one. There you go. If you've ever had that problem, that's why. It like has an implicit break between them. But if you remove that space and just start the next element literally right after the end of the last one, you can remove that gap. I don't need to do it right now. Oh, this is looking funky. That's the right section. What if I make height like, I don't know, 100% the view width. So as the view width gets bigger, it gets bigger like that. That works. It's basically however wide this is how tall it will be. So it just maintains its proportions. We got that. So if we're gonna be we're working at 500 right now. 600, yeah, there we go. 600 to the left. We're gonna start. I think we're gonna start introducing this massive padding. 170. And then, let's just give you both the margin, right? Who cares? So 25 minus that little thing in the middle. Let's just say 20. Well, I guess that don't work. Because they are literally on the edge. So I have to do it on button solid. I can't do it on both. If I did 10, are we still good? If I did 20, are we still good? Nope, I'm just going to do 10 for now. Let's just get rid of this, whatever. Let's just make it 50. Padding left. 50 padding right. I want it to be even. There we go, that feels better. So there's that. And then once we get to 765, that's where I gotta start reining things in here. So 97 padding bottom. Padding left was 170. Remember, that is wrong. Okay. Padding left and right, 100. So I still want it centered. Alright, so that's looking a little better. You are gigantic. But that's the proportion. You know, I think it works on smaller phones. But I think as we get bigger, just seeing these little images and this big freaking image. So let's say at 600 we lose it. Lose it. And we got that. See, these are getting a little long. I'm trying to use as few divs as possible, but it seems like the best thing to do, or yeah, it seems like the best thing to do is to put them in a container and just center it. So left section dot container. Hop y'all in there because this is just starting to get a little tedious here. So on 768, I'm going to start it. So 768, which is 48M. Let's just padding left and right is going to be 0. We don't need our padding right now. Okay, so that's going to create that mess. Now dot left and max width of like what? 678. Okay, and then margin auto to center. There we go. It's just going to save me so much time and a lot of media queries. Let's make sure this top one is the same. 97. So I got to make sure. There we go. Now that's even. Okay, so we got those. Now, see when we go big, it's still doing its thing. That's all right. I need 200. $124. I don't see any padding on there. Let's just make this 150. Seems like a little much for now. And then I don't think 1200 is big enough. I think 13 is where we do our side by side and scale it. So I know, such a simple thing, but with so many media queries. But that's, yeah, I'm just trying to capture everything I can, make sure it looks good on all screen sizes. So now we're creeping into our last one here. And we're going to do display flags. Display content center, line items, and flex start. So that'll set this up. And then dot right section. 50%. We're going to do that for left. And our height is 775. We have to set our heights. And then scale them down until they fit. Now we have to change the order back to 1. Oh, flex direction row. There you go. Now you're on that side. This one, does this have any margin on it? I think I need to turn the padding off on this. And then I gotta turn the margin off on the left. Because margins mess with the flex. think right section, do you have a margin? Yeah, you do. If you're using flex and things aren't, they don't look the way they should look, or they're not arranging themselves, then chances are you get some margins you forgot to remove. So this is all scaled now. There we go. And now that will grow. So they're all 50, they're 50%, and they're going to grow until they're done doing their thing. This is going to grow as much as it needs to, and it's going to center itself. Become a member today. That's going to drop, right? Doesn't look like we have a lot of room. Left section. We don't need a padding bottom. Padding top is cool. That's keeping us at the top. Let's just see zoomed out. Well, let's see. Let's wrap it in a span this today so we can drop it and make it look like the way it's supposed to look. So on that's here. That's in left section. Dot content h2 span display. And that totally fucks everything up. God damn it. Yeah, it's grabbing some styling that it's not supposed to be grabbing. Here, all of these from your parent. So I'm wondering why. Okay, so if I set you to auto, what will you be? And that's why I gotta do 875. So that means right section 875, so they match. Remember today, that all looks good. Cool. All right, now let's zoom in. I think I like 1800. I gotta reset the font size. Let's try 6. Let's see what happens at 1600. Okay, that looks fine. I just had to reset it. So that section's done. This is what we got so far. And now we're gonna do our boards. Our boards. Looks like this got all messed up. So okay, with that, I'm just gonna take a little mental break here. It's important to take breaks throughout your work. You don't want to just like go hard all hours of the day. Take little mental breaks for you, and just relax, go lay down, clear your head. I'm probably gonna go on Reddit and answer messages that I get. I get so many messages on Reddit. So I just probably dozens a week. I try to answer everybody if I can. So That's what I'm gonna do for about 15 minutes. Take a break and just zone out. So I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Let's get this board member thing going. This shouldn't be too bad. So meet the board members. This looks fine. So we got this little text block here, and we're gonna do these guys. This is our next section, and then our CTA. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So we're gonna do board, and this button. Bottom 50 divided by 18. I'm just gonna push that down. And then the let's see, what is this? Is this left section? Okay, right section. I'm just going to do margin bottom. 50 by 19 now. Push those down. And this is our, okay, so board container. And let's just give this to class equals now, last time, I think earlier in this video, I was mentioning not styling things based on type, but adding classes, so I am following this. Thanks, Pastor Ryan. So that's the member, and right section dot member. So let's look at this. So the member is going to be a width of 86%, margin auto, max width of 278 m. We are going to have this picture element, display block, position relative, width of 100%, height of 278, 278, height of 278 divided by 20m. And scroll down here, it's going to have a margin bottom of 15. And then we got to get our image. We can do object fit to it so that it will be positioned inside of it. All nice and neat. And then we got our H3. So the picture member H3. Your font size of 18. Picture colors there. Line height 26 divided by 18. And then title, which is, yeah, title. Size of 16 between them. Line height 15 by 16. And let's just see that looks. Okay, now we got the text decoration, none. That's coming from the A tag by default. Instead of making this width, I'm just straight up do it. Member. This doesn't appear to be. Oh, because it's an A tag. I can't add a width to an inline element, so it's going to be a display block. There we go. Yeah, A tags by default are display inline. And inline blocks do not take widths or heights or transforms or margins. So that's why the width wasn't being picked up. I have to set the A tag. Oh, forgot one. All right. So the set to be display blocks work. Now let's see. Margin bottom of 40. And there we go. That's those guys. I'll zoom out. Now let's just grow it and see what happens. I think these need to be centered. There's no way around it. Let's just do a dot left section. Okay, everybody listens except for the P. Oh, that's because you're not part of it, dumbass. Down here, right section. Okay. And our button solid. Margin bottom 50 divided by 18. Pushing that. There it is. And P, let's just do a max width of like 50. Here, margin auto. There, that's better. So when we get to 600, let's double them up. Board container. We're going to display flex them. Display content center. Or yeah. Line items center. Let's wrap. And I don't have to do any scaling. Neat. So that's cool. I gotta do okay, I gotta put it in the right section. There, now they're a little closer. That's better. There. So now they're going to stay like that. So that when the screen grows, it just stays there. And then it flexes to do 6. And some reason we're losing our padding on top. I think 768, I gotta add a padding. And what should be 180. At least we got that. It's 1024, which is fine. See, we're missing. I think this padding bottom's got to match a little better. That's 250. Give them space. And then we go to 1024. That's where we're at. Okay, and really nowhere else to go from there. Like, I think we keep this. I think 1500. I think that's when we do the side by side here. So we'll skip this and we'll go straight to 15. Okay, so we're in a container and it has a width of 1580. That's the magic number. All right, so my container is going to be width of 96%. That's width 1580 divided by 4m. Margin auto to center it left and right. Display flex. Justify content. Space between. And we're going to get my scaling tool here. It's going to scale you. And then left section. Left. And then dot right section. P. Left. Max width to 70. Really? So this is this whole thing. I want this whole thing. Well, I can always just click it. 861. Board container. Content space between. So I want to do my spacing thing again, and then I need to remove the margin on all flex items, and its max width has to be the same as p tag. This has to be in the right section. There we go. That margin, there we go. Now they're spaced out, but margin bottom was 40. All right, so now those are spaced out. Which I think this is fine. Just like this is fine. So when we go bigger, this isn't lining up. These need to line up. They don't. Why? Right here, see, that's where it stops. I see. Because it's in the center. It's always going to be in the center. I have to position it from the right. So I need to go up let's say 1600. Let's say 1600. 110. So let's try this. So at 1600, left section, left container. There you go. See, that's keeping it in place because it was centering. So like as this section got bigger, it was always kind of moving over and being off. So what I had to do was I had to set the margin right so that it is always 110 off of this center line, and it stays. So as you see, as it grows, it just stays where it needs to be instead of trying to be centered. Okay, good. That works. These work. That's it. That's for that section. All right, cool. So now, take that call. All right, yeah, I had to take that. That was grandma with baby. So baby wanted to say hi. So this is going to be the call to action that I was telling you about that I want. I just have to center the H for whatever reason. All right, and I just got to come up with a picture. So that's going to be, I'm going to have to choose something. Sure, why not? Let's make this one. Let's do CTA. Cool. And we're going to make a little CTA crop. Oh god. For mobile. Just going to zoom this in a little bit. Jesus Christ. And let's see what that looks like. $1,000 wide. That's a gigantic image. Resize. We're going to make you 800. For good resolution, at least. We don't need all that. Okay, so that's that. Start today. So that's already done because I grabbed that from another build that I was doing. So we're just gonna keep that. Now, let's get this. Actually, I forgot. I realized we do have a dark mode version right here. So I'm gonna export this. Welcome dark. And so now we're going to the footer, and that's going to be in our root foot. So we're just going to delete everything in here because we're not using it. And we're going to start fresh with a new set. There. Okay. 20. Go, go. Okay. So, we gotta get this background. Let's give it an ID. Footer. You got that. Padding top and bottom, 75. Cool. I really don't have to. Hope it doesn't go all the way to the top every time I save. It's gonna suck. So let's do the link. All right. Logo. Footer. I want my logo. Display block. Width of 232. Height of 126. And my image is going to be 100% of the width of my A tag, and the height will be auto. And margin bottom will be 66. Okay, and then we're going to look at my UL. LI, text declaration, none, color. What are you? F. Font size 18. Line height 40. And let's just see what that looks like. Well, that's not working. Oh, that's because I'm in F logo still. There's that. Now it's going to do list style on the link, on the LI, none. Let's see, I forgot margin auto. And my UL, we're going to have a padding 0, not going to be pushed. LI, text align, center. Push y'all in there. That's cool. And oh, looks like this is missing. It's because it's WebP right now, JPEG. Just so we can see it, we're going to change them to WebPs when we're all done at the optimization step. That looks fine. That looks fine. And then we got our credit. Okay. Close you, close you. Credit. I don't want to do this. I guess we could put the credit in the footer. So I'll make. I gotta make this line. So if I put this in the footer, it can share the background and I can make this width of whatever it needs to be and make it a border top to make this and make this padding do that. So yeah, it just makes sense. So we're going to save that. So now you're in here. Your credit is going to be dot credit info size of 14 color weight text align center. That didn't do anything. ID credit. There we go. I'm gonna do width like 90% margin auto. Span block. I want to be display block. Get rid of this comma. That's a toughie. Let's see. How shall this look? Should just be one big thing. Yeah, I like that, right? And then the A color bar primary to separate it. Text decoration. Now we gotta deal with these guys. Social. We do text align center on the container. That will align our socials because they're inline elements. Let's remove that text decoration in the middle there. And display inline block. .30 by 30. So width divided by 20m. Height 30 by 20m. Display flex, justify content center, align items, payment, center, background color. What are you? Oh, wow. You gotta make this hard. Alright, whatever that color is. Test. Paint. Open. We're going to go to Phtma, images, test, color dropper, custom colors. This is going to be 44 all the way down. So use the color picker, and I use 44, 44, 44. That's 2C, 2C, 2C. That's how we find that. Border radius 50%. Oh, that's right. I gotta do inline flex because flex is basically block level. I gotta do inline flex. And I'm gonna be right in the middle. There we go. And I think I'm gonna do credit info. Margin bottom. Push that down a little bit. Let's do 50. And then let's get some space between these two. 0 and 10. Too much, way too much. 5. That's fine. Okay, so that's it. Now we gotta go here. Let's set a max width. 600. Okay, and then yeah, 768. Let's make this what it's supposed to be. Space between. How big are you supposed to be? 649. Max width. 649. Let's see if that works. There we go. So now we got this. It's 57 on top, so padding top. 57 divided 20m. This margin bottom is already taken care of. Your margin bottom is 105. Okay, and we're just going to leave that intact as it is. Let's go to 1. And let's try to now let's do these guys down here. Dot credit. I'm going to say width 96%. Width 1580. Solid margin. Credit info. Max width 100% of the container. Cool. That's cool. Credit. I keep doing. Okay, and now I got to flex this. I'm going to send it all to the end. Align items to the center. So they're all going to be down there, and then my credit info, I'm going to reset the margin to 0. And text align. There we go. So now they're pushed. They're pushed. All right, and padding bottom. I need no padding bottom. I'm going to get it from here. 31. So that's going to push on the bottom. There we go. And then adding top is 44. And this line is going to be my border. I think it's going to be that same 2C nonsense. So credit, border top, 1 pixel solid, 2C. There's that. See, that's how I make that a line. And that's it. We're done. So that's all set up. I need a hover state. There it is. All right. Let's make this background turn red on hover. That's going to be under social. Background color bar primary. All right. And then we're going to do our transition. Background color. Only 3 seconds. Ease into it. Boom, boom. These are going to have underlines. Just going down the line, hover. Text decoration underline. Well, that didn't work. Okay, ULLI. Where are you anyway? Oh, you're not in the credit. Get out of there. There we go. That's all you need. So this is our website now. This is it. We made it. I gotta fix these. See, this is happening because there's a border on it, but then when I hover on it, there's no border. So root, and go to button solid. I think it'll be easier. Bump this up. Button solid before. I'm gonna change this bitch. All right. Background. I'm gonna take primary. I want it to be darker. I'm gonna use my tint shade. Add that. Make my tint. We're gonna go with that. 40% tint. All right, now I'm just going to change the hover states. So right now that's our hover state. Button solid hover. I'm actually just going to change this. I'm going to change this. And I'm going to change this. You are also going to get a before. Position up. There we go. And looks like you still have border radius. Get rid of that. Okay, so now we got our befores. Add the index 1 there. Cool. And we're going to do that here. Add a z index of -1. That's going to be underneath that. And we're going to do a width of 0. All right. Same deal here, width of 0. Now on hover, I want my before to be a width of 100%. And this is going to transition with, oh, I got to put on the before. The before is the one that is animating of 0.3 seconds. I'm going to take these, copy it over here. Just like that. And on hover, color needs to change to white. So we got to change this. And this, we don't need this anymore. There we go. So they just fill like that. I like that better. We don't have to worry about that that border making a mess. There we go. So all our buttons are going to do that now. Cool. Okay, so let's just scroll up. Let's just look at what we got. Cool, cool. Everything looks good. Really like how this is looking and turning out. That's cool. And there we go. Also, let's we gotta swap that. So here's what we're gonna do. Our navigation. Here's the mobile. Actually, we don't even need this ID. Take that. Class equals black. Class equals white. There it is. That's the white one. Okay, so now what we need to do is in our we're going to start with our mobile one first. I think it's in the mobile wrapper image right here. So this is our image tag. So we're going to say I want black to be display none. And I want white display. And honestly, I don't even need this, but you get the idea. Actually, we're just going to delete this. Why have two images? Because I don't need to swap it. I just gotta, on mobile, I only need the one. But on desktop, I need to swap it right when we hover. So let's go to navbar. Min with 1024, logo. All right, here we go. So we got our logo here. Class equals black, so that's the black one. Class equals white, so that's the white one. So there they are. Okay, and here, black. Oh. Okay, cool. And you see we gotta change that, so we gotta do the scroll. Logo dot black display block while white display block. Oh, none. Display none. See that? How they change? That's neat, right? Alright, so that works. So we have a white one here, and then when we scroll, it zooms in and it turns into the black one. And everything moves. This feels dynamic. And there we go. So that's it. I think after this, we're going to move on to the About page, and I'm just going to do that whole damn page in one go. I'm not done yet. I'm gonna try and finish this whole damn website tonight. Hey, I've been swearing a lot lately. I think I've been too stressed out lately. Because I got this website. I finished another website this week. Actually, I finished 2 websites this week, plus this one, and I have a new one to start and finish tomorrow. And then I have 2 more on the board that I gotta start and finish. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get this one done. I'm gonna get the other one done. So I'm gonna finish 2 websites this weekend. And these are lump sum jobs too. I'm gonna finish these 2. I gotta wrap up one that I have to finish. So yeah, I'm gonna finish 3 or 4 websites this week. So it's been a hell of a week. But that's just how fast I work. And if you can see it here, watching me go. I just did a homepage in, I don't know, a few hours. So it doesn't look half bad. Now, when we do all the other pages, that's when I'll do dark mode. We'll get to that. But everything looks pretty good. I'm happy with this. So thanks for following along. Hopefully this was enlightening. From here we move on to the next page. So yeah, thanks for following along, and I'll see you in the next one.